A powerful, wealthy minister rose from his seat in the middle of a live national broadcast and laughed straight into President Ibrahim Traoré's face. Not a nervous laugh. Not an awkward one. A loud, mocking laugh meant to humiliate. He pointed a trembling finger at the young captain and shouted that a boy had no right to lecture elders on how to run a country. Gasps rippled through the hall like a shockwave. Security guards stiffened, hands hovering near their weapons. Everyone expected an arrest, or blood. But what Ibrahim did next didn't just silence the room, it shattered an old system that had ruled Africa for generations. The heat inside the town hall of Bobo Dioulasso was unbearable, but it wasn't the weather making people sweat. It was tension. Outside, the streets were packed with ordinary citizens, hungry, frustrated, exhausted by rising prices and broken promises. Mothers clutched empty shopping bags. Old men leaned on sticks, watching quietly. Inside, the contrast was brutal. The old political elite of Burkina Faso sat comfortably in imported suits, gold watches glinting under bright lights, whispering among themselves as if the country belonged to them. These were men who had ruled since Ibrahim was a schoolboy. To them, power was inheritance. To Ibrahim, power was responsibility. He stood at the podium in plain military fatigues, his red beret slightly worn. No designer suit. No rehearsed slogans. No fake smile. He spoke calmly about an austerity plan, about sacrifice. Luxury allowances would be cut. Business class flights canceled. Bonuses frozen. The money would go to soldiers fighting on the front lines, to families who had buried sons with empty pockets. "We cannot ask the people to suffer," Ibrahim said evenly, "if we refuse to sacrifice ourselves." The room went silent, but it wasn't respect. It was rage held tightly behind polished faces. Then a chair scraped loudly across the floor. Minister Kabor stood up. 65 years old. Filthy rich. Untouchable for decades. A survivor of every regime, every coup, every scandal. He adjusted his silk tie, looked directly into the cameras, and smirked. "I was signing laws before you were born," he laughed. "You are a soldier. You know mud and guns, not governance. Go back to the barracks and let real men handle the money." The insult was calculated, public, designed to remind everyone who really ruled the country. The guards shifted forward. The crowd froze. Journalists held their breath. Everyone expected Ibrahim to explode, to shout, to order an arrest, to flex power like every strongman before him. Instead, Ibrahim raised a single hand. Calm. Silent. He stepped away from the podium and walked toward Kabor, boots echoing softly across the wooden floor. 2 feet away, he stopped. He didn't speak. He didn't blink. Then he reached into his pocket and unfolded an old, worn piece of paper. You remember this signature?" Ibrahim asked quietly. The color drained from Kabor's face. His smirk collapsed. His confident posture cracked. His hands began to shake. Ibrahim turned toward the camera, holding the paper high. "This is not a political disagreement," he said. "This is a crime scene." The document authorized 500 million CFA for a maternity hospital in Kaya. Money meant for beds, medicine, incubators. Money meant to save mothers and newborns. "Go to Kaya today," Ibrahim continued, voice steady, "and you will find an empty field. Goats grazing where a hospital should stand." The hall erupted. Shouts. Whispers. Phones recording. Kabor yelled that it was fake. A lie. A setup. That's when the doors opened. Limping man entered, clutching a worn briefcase to his chest. His name was Sadu, the accountant who processed the transfer 15 years earlier. He walked slowly, eyes low, fear written into every step. At the podium, he opened the case and let the contents spill onto the floor. Bank transfers. Fake invoices. Emails. Not just one stolen project, dozens. Roads. Schools. Clinics. The receipts were undeniable. Kabor snapped, and in a moment of pure desperation, he lunged, not at Ibrahim, but at Sadu, screaming, trying to rip the evidence away. Chaos exploded. Papers flew. People screamed. Cameras shook. And then Ibrahim moved. In one clean motion, he caught Kabor's wrist mid-air. No weapon. No rage. Just control. The image burned itself into history, the calm young captain restraining the flailing symbol of corruption. "Enough," Ibrahim said. Handcuffs clicked shut. Kabor was dragged away, screaming threats, shouting names, promising revenge. The people erupted in cheers, but Ibrahim didn't smile. Because as the noise rose, something far darker had just been revealed. Hidden inside Sadu's briefcase was a black ledger. It showed something worse than corruption. Money diverted to terrorist groups. Villages burned deliberately. Attacks planned to scare voters into silence. And at the top of the list was a name Ibrahim knew better than his own: Lieutenant Colonel Dabo. His mentor. His protector. The man standing barely 10 feet away. When confronted, Dabo didn't deny it. He panicked. In one desperate move, he drew a gun, not at Ibrahim, but at a young journalist named Amina, yanking her close and pressing the barrel to her head. The hall plunged into terror. Screams echoed. Soldiers froze. And then Ibrahim did something no leader had ever dared to do. "Take me," he said. He disarmed himself. Stepped forward. Offered his own life in exchange for hers. Greed won. Dabo released the girl, and in that instant, Ibrahim struck. A single shot into the ceiling. A blur of movement. The gun torn away. The traitor slammed to the floor. Arrested. Exposed. But even then, Dabo laughed. Because the coup had already begun. The capital went dark. Signals cut. Screens filled with lies. A fake broadcast declared Ibrahim arrested. Panic spread like wildfire. Instead of hiding, Ibrahim climbed a hill under a forgotten tower and went live on a phone. "People of Burkina Faso," he said into the night, "do not be afraid. I am here." The lie collapsed. People flooded the streets. Soldiers lowered their guns. The coup died without a single shot. Months later, the palace was simpler. No luxury. No excess. And in Kaya, the hospital finally rose from the dust. When asked how it felt to be powerful, Ibrahim answered softly, "Power is not a feeling. It is a burden." And that is why history remembers him, not as a strong man, but as the captain of the people.